Hey guys, I'm one of your hosts, Nick, and this
I'm
is
Levi. Didn't expect that one, did
No,
you?
that one caught me off guard.
I was I wasn't planning on it either, but you just like went right into it because you're like, Levi's gonna wait again, and I was like, I could interrupt him. Do totally the reverse.
This is really gonna throw that son of a bitch off.
Turns out, I was right.
It super worked. What are we drinking today, bud?
Today we are drinking Tropical and Juicy by Hop Concept.
Yes.
They're not. I mean, hops are not really a concept. They're kind of real, but
No,
and
man.
you know.
Just the concept, bro.
That's you know what the true hop concept is?
What's that?
The hoppy refresher from Lagunitas. Like we thought about hops when we made this. It
But that's
doesn't
about as close as hops came to this.
doesn't taste anything like hops.
Not at all. That's pretty spot on, honestly.
The best thing was like recently when I got my hair cut, the person who cut my hair was like, "Oh, we were talking about me doing dry January," and she's like, "Oh, I've heard about like the hoppy refresher. I've been meaning to try that." And I was like, "It's just like peach water. I don't
Don't do it.
like it's
Don't
just
do it.
You know, live your life, and you should try it. But like, let me like, I need to set your expectations.
Yes, because mine were up here and they quickly got lowered. I was quite disappointed personally. So I want something that like just I don't know. I guess I just want a good non-alcoholic beer.
So after I tasted it, this smelled different. But when I smelled it, my brain went to like watermelon sorbet.
That's odd.
Just smelling it, just the smell. Still get it a little bit.
I see your point. So I changed my shirt before I came here, and actually I don't even want this on, but I changed my shirt before walking into your house
Okay.
because I didn't want to wear my continuing shirt.
Yeah.
And I like as I lifted my shirt off, I was like, "Whoa, that smell!" So I like reached over and I had one of those little aftershave bottles, and I was just like, boop, 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 boop. And then now my hands reek of it.
So you just smell aftershave
Yes,
right now.
which
That's
it's
what
not
you're
a
saying.
bad smell. It
No,
smells
but
good, but
it's all you smell.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like trying to like drink like
Yeah.
little-
I drink this, just like sip it off of the table instead of getting your hands anywhere near it.
Honestly, though, I watched them too with that like
Yeah,
whatever the fuck soap downstairs. It's still,
Still,
yeah, strong shit. So I do not. I kind of got a whiff of what you're talking about.
yeah, but mostly aftershave.
Mostly aftershave. Yeah, baby powder.
So you love this beer,
I do. I really like it.
and you've drank it while I was doing dry January,
Yeah.
and like ever since then, every day, every hour, you've been bothering me to drink this and podcast about it.
Coming off a little hard, but
Like it's a
not-
little bit of an exaggeration.
But I have been bugging you more than most things
Yeah.
to do. Yes, that's fair.
That's all I'm saying.
So I don't romanticize things often at all, but this could be one of those things. But even drinking it, I do really like this beer actually.
It's surprising to me because of how tropical it is.
I like tropical beers.
I know, but you like, I don't know. You're more on the florally side. And tropical stuff, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. So like I've said before to you, I've only found this in California where they're based out of. I've not found it anywhere else. I have found what did I find? I found one of their beers in Illinois, but it was like one of their weird like year-round beers or
Mhm.
something, or I don't know. It was just a weird beer that I had never even seen from them before. And that one was pretty good, but nothing like this one in my opinion. And then I had bought at I think it was Tacoma Boys.
This one?
No,
This
that
one was Tacoma Boys for sure.
oh no, you know what it was? It was the Peaks and Pints.
Okay.
I had bought the pine and that citrusy one, citrusy pine, the orange one.
I do remember that, yeah.
That one was not good. That was very disappointing.
I always get these guys mixed up with Modern Times
Oh, yes.
because like
Similar design.
very similar designs and similar kind of beers.
Totally. Absolutely. Very similar beers, honestly. So these guys are interesting. I've like tried to research them in the past. Haven't really read much about them lately, but like from my understanding, and maybe we could look it up and prove me wrong, but this is like a brewery that operates out of a brewery. Like they're not like their own like I don't know, they do things weird. They're not like
Like they don't have their own equipment.
yeah, they like do stuff with someone else's shit.
Hmm.
And they only have like 5 beers or something like that. They have like I think one for every season. They've got this one, they've got a dank one that's a green can, the orange can we had. And then I think they have one more of this hop freshener series.
Can't scroll on their website. It's really weird. I have to like pinch and
Don't like that. That's
I
obnoxious.
don't know if it's just my phone or
No,
what, but
it's probably not just your phone. That's obnoxious.
so yeah, they reading kind of on their description, they have it on the can as well. It says from the same team of lifelong brewers behind the Lost Abbey and
Yes.
Port Brewing Co.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I've had any of their beers either, but
I've had Lost Abbey like one or
Like,
two.
both sound familiar, so like probably in California, but like
Yes.
not here.
No.
Not that I can like recall.
I've never had the what was it, Fort something? What was that?
Port Brewing.
Oh, Port Brewing. I've never had anything from Port Brewing. But Lost Abbey I know I have. But yeah, they only do like this like hot freshener series and then like one or two other beers that I've personally seen. Maybe if you like go I don't know. So I just don't know how they do it. It's very interesting. So
Couldn't tell you.
yeah, don't know. But
This is the educational content you guys are here for.
I really like this beer personally. Yeah, it's kind of like one of the first beers that I had getting into craft beer,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it just kind of stuck with me.
Speaking of craft beer, our beer is so close.
Yes,
So close.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So close.
About another week. That's it.
Like almost 1 week.
Yeah, and we can drink it.
Yeah.
That's the best part. Is just the next step is just put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then drink it. I'm like trying to not give my hopes up because of like how suspiciously good it tasted before we bottled it.
Yeah, it's been interesting because you've brewed a similar recipe, relatively
Yes.
the same,
Yeah.
twice already.
Yeah.
Haven't been stoked about either.
No.
Happy, but
Absolutely.
not
Yeah.
stoked. This one we tasted before fermenting, after fermenting, and now we're just waiting until it's all carved and cold and everything. Both times we've tasted, we're like, this is not bad.
It's not bad. And yeah, compared to the other 2 times that I've made a similar recipe, this has definitely tasted the best. The first time I felt like I knew right away that it was, like, you could tell, like, this tastes fine, but I can already kind of see something funky going on.
Yeah.
And by the time it gets ready to like be ready to drink, it was like, yeah, I kind of saw this coming.
It
like,
just keeps getting funkier and funkier.
yeah, absolutely. But my issue with all of these is like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong to make these things happen. That's the problem. I don't know if, pitching the yeast or like doing like shaking, disturbing the yeast, or did it get oxidized, or did like foreign bacteria or yeast get in there? Like, I just don't know. All the above, right? Yeah, it's just so hard to tell. Like, I do not know. And I told you too, the other 2 beers, to cool them, I brought them outside into the snow.
Yep.
So that could do that. I just don't know.
We probably have had a little bit better of a way of doing that. So
Yeah, right. So, but we'll see. I'm excited because I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but at the same time, I'm like kind of stoked because it has tasted pretty good thus far.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm excited for the next batch, especially if this one tastes good. Then I'm like interested to kind of experiment and branch off. We've been talking about kind of like more or less making our own recipe then, right?
Yep.
Where like we'll just like read a bunch of like different recipes and just kind of like, you know, branch off of like what other people are doing, but not.
Because like on this one, you know, we basically stuck with the whole recipe, but modified some of the hops.
Hops, yeah, that's it.
And that's some of the timings and the amounts and everything, but that's just because of our liking and we know what hops are like. But
Yeah.
interested in trying more things.
Yeah, grains are like a whole thing on their own. Like,
I was reading on yeast today, and it was
yeah.
just like that's a whole thing. Like,
It's a whole thing.
It's apparently that introduces a lot more of like how the beer finishes
Oh,
on the taste.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's crazy. Like it affects the gravity, and obviously, and yeah, it's craziness.
Well, that's another thing too, right? Where it's like, it's with our setup, it's impossible to know how much liquid we're putting in the fermenter.
Yeah.
But we're still putting in the amount of yeast as if we had the correct amount.
Correct.
Turns out we did have a lot less.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that affects it. I don't know if it stays the exact same. Like, it doesn't really matter how much. Like, if you put too much and it just matters about putting enough. Or if, like, putting too much gives it, like, this weird funky-ass flavor. I just don't know these things.
Yep.
So, I don't know. And then, like, if you don't add enough yeast, then it, like, won't be alcoholic. I don't know. Or alcoholic enough, I should say. That's just a lot of stuff for it. Like, and so we were talking about this.
Well, and I think, like, to that point, you know, I was reading, like, on the yeast as well, like, the particles and stuff. Like, that actually introduces a lot of it, too.
Yeah.
What yeast is feeding off of, so.
Right.
Us using a lot of yeast could have been part of why we had so much shit in there.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. There was a lot of gunk in there.
Yeah.
Like gunky.
Like a lot.
Yeah. Tried it. Not as bad as I thought it was.
Did taste it.
Yeah, it didn't taste good.
And we didn't get sick, so, you know.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Watch someone, like, comment, that is literally poison.
No, no. It's fine.
But, like, maybe.
I don't know.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, you and I are ramping up what we're determining it.
Yes.
Some of our content
Yeah.
on the YouTubes.
Right.
Specifically the YouTubes. We're not doing anything more with the podcast. I mean, we're continuing on with what the current podcasting plan is.
Right.
But on YouTube, we're going to add a couple more things. So
yeah.
If you're on YouTube, subscribe, keep your eye out, all that good stuff.
I have a question that I legitimately don't know the answer to.
I don't know either.
No, you will know the answer. Do we still have an audio only format?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we still upload the podcast everywhere, and
I didn't know. I was like, you know, we've just been focusing so much on YouTube, and rightfully so, because audio is just audio. But like, are we still doing audio?
100%.
Okay. I told you know the answer to that.
Yes. What I don't know the answer to is whether or not we're going to release an episode of something on Sunday. Our first episode of our new series that we haven't titled or anything yet.
No. Yeah.
Because I don't know how the quality's going to turn out there, so.
Yeah. We're not doing anything Saturday, are we?
No.
I'm getting.
Well, we've talked about another video that we're recording this weekend. But
Yeah. So I guess we could do
Maybe
it Saturday.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's just
but who
all
knows
these-
when that's going to release? I don't know.
Dude, that could be like a month from now. I don't even know. Hopefully not, but we'll see.
But yeah, just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. Got some more stuff coming.
Yeah.
Rather than just podcast. And podcast is fun, but we like other stuffs.
Like same stuffs, but other stuffs.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Banding and narrowing down. I don't know what I want to say there.
No, I don't know. Like you just
like
said,
honing
expand.
in. Yeah, I'm gonna
But
go
that's
with that.
not really expanding. So I don't.
Well, it's like, yeah, you're right. They're kind of It's kind of
A juxtaposition.
totally.
Something that is put side by side, contrasting.
Huh.
Or maybe it's a paradox.
No, it's not a paradox. Paradoxes are two opposite things that can't exist, but at the same time, but do.
Yeah. So a paradox is two things that are seemingly like opposite or oxymoronical, but they
do exist at the
So
same
we are
time.
both expanding and honing it.
I guess it kind of is.
We are a paradox.
Yeah. Heard it here first.
You can only get this level of content.
Dude, YouTube. Have you? What are you thinking of this beer so far? You kind of told me when you tried it like last week,
Mhm.
but
Mm-hmm.
just like a little
Yeah.
brief little feeling right now with it. Like more or less or the same as when you first tried it.
I would say I would say more
Mm-hmm.
than when I tried it
Good. All right.
because I don't know what that means.
What?
You just said more or less.
No, more or less or the same as when you first tried it.
More or less what? Like I've had more than when I first tried it.
Do you like this more, or do you like this less,
Uh,
or do you like this the same?
I would say more.
Okay.
So I don't think I've talked about this on the podcast, but I talked about it with you.
Yeah.
In that after not drinking for a month,
Yeah.
I came back and I was like, man, these IPAs are really fucking sweet.
Uh-huh.
Real fucking sweet.
Uh-huh.
'Cause a lot of what we had has been admittedly pretty sweet. It's been
Yeah.
on like the more tropical fruity side.
Yeah.
I would say I was in that same boat when I tried this. I'm starting to get over that a little bit, and now I'm like kind of in that mode. So I like it more in that regard. I do think it has a nice hop profile up front.
Yeah.
My one concern, and this isn't really a concern, just more of a fact.
Oh.
This beer is only going to be good very cold.
Yeah. Well.
Because if it gets warm, I think that like because the hops are very upfront, like
Yes.
right on your tongue.
Yeah.
So if it gets warm, that's going to tone down a little bit, and then it's just going to be like a sweet tropical bomb, which I'm just not my preference. I like
fair.
that contrast of like hoppy bitterness, like washed over with some like papaya, watermelon kind of flavors.
That's fair. I'm with you. It definitely is like after this has been sitting here for a little bit, it's definitely better cold.
Yeah.
But I think your liking from cold to lukewarm is a much larger interval than mine liking from cold to lukewarm.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
I like it not as much less as you do.
Correct.
Yeah. I think because I've had this beer quite a few times out in California. And,
to me, it's just like tropical flavors don't line up well with like warm liquid.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Like I don't want to like a hot watermelon slushy.
Not particularly. No. Can't wait to bite into that juicy, warm watermelon.
Watermelon soup. Like no,
not so much. I'll pass.
Let me see, you'll like this, but I despise it. To me, it's just ugh.
Yeah.
Let me heat up this pineapple for you. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not so bad. Only in a,
Yeah, I know you
but
like.
it's like, but you can't. I'm not okay.
Context.
I'm not talking about throwing pineapple in the microwave. Okay, it is very specific to putting some pineapple on a grill.
Yes, for a burger.
Yes, for a burger. I'm not
Yeah.
like just trying to like willy nilly like eat
Like you would
hot pineapple.
take like a grilled pineapple piece straight off the grill, but it's not like you're like, let me turn on the grill to grill up this pineapple.
Exactly right. Like, oh yeah, I got this pineapple.
Might as well grill it up.
Yeah, no, not so much. But yeah, on a burger, like some bacon, grilled pineapple is pretty good. teriyaki sauce. But I was trying this
I
new.
just have nightmares because I instantly
get
go
it.
pineapple on pizza, which is just wrong.
No, I understand that.
It's just wrong.
Do you like normal pineapple? Normal pineapple?
I love pineapple.
Okay, yeah.
The fruit,
Yeah.
like we always took when Elizabeth and I were in Hawaii. We went to the beach with beer and things of papaya, watermelon, and pineapple.
Fuck yeah.
That was it.
That's a great time right there. Fantastic. Yeah. Pineapple is probably one of my favorites, but I don't get it often because it's like I'm never trying to get canned pineapple. Never.
I feel that. It's good camping though.
Canned pineapple?
Like camping, yeah, canned pineapple, like canned fruits or
Yeah.
plastic fruits. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just like
It's convenient.
open it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, continue on. Never trying to get a pineapple.
Yeah. And even like those like freshly like those like at Target where they're like already
Mhm,
packaged for
mhm.
you cut. Like those are good, but they last like a day, and so it's, you either eat them that day or it's just not so great. So fresh pineapple is the way to go, but it's just a pain in the ass to fucking cut that shit up.
Yeah, it's not great.
No. I've never tried. Have you ever tried using one of those like pineapple core thingies?
No, I'm not a weirdo.
Yeah.
Like to me, you would have to have a lot of space in your house, which I don't have much.
To have all these things that
Just like here's a pineapple decor, here's a mango de-seeder, here's an avocado slicer, here's an egg cooker. Like it's just like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I could just have a knife.
A knife and a pan. That's all you need.
Yeah.
What the fuck else? No, I'm with you. Yeah, there's just a lot of random ass shit. We're like, oh, that looks convenient. I'm like, but does it really save you
Yeah.
that much hassle for
That's what
like
it is.
the lack of space that you can put this shit in? Absolutely.
Never worth it to me.
It's fair. It's fair.
If I had a kitchen 3 times my size, maybe.
Sure, well, I mean, why not? Yeah, if you
Yeah.
have room for it, sure. I'm already kind of getting annoyed just having my juicer in my kitchen.
Yep.
I'm like, I just don't use my juicer enough.
You're like, I use this a couple times a year,
Yeah.
maybe.
right. But like,
But
Am I
there's going to
supposed
be one time where I want juice. And where's my juicer?
exactly. Right. So, yeah, I gotta figure out what I want to do with that shit. It's been a while since I really used it either.
Yeah.
'Cause I want to make, I need to get a blender is what I need because I love making a little smoothie with some avocado, frozen banana, and some honey. Fantastic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not for me, but you know.
What part
Do
of
you?
that sounds weird besides all of it? Like, be more specific.
Well,
You don't love bananas, right?
I like bananas.
Okay.
I don't like honey.
Maybe I'm thinking Renee doesn't love.
I don't like
honey. The honey's just like a little.
No, I know. I just don't like honey.
You don't taste. It's not the honey.
I just
you
don't
get-
like it.
Oh,
You can say this however you want, but I don't like it.
all right.
And then also like to me, I'm like, I would rather just eat a banana and avocado separate.
All right. Well,
So-
I'll make one day, and then you can just try it, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's way better
I'll
than
be
I
like-
thought." No, you'll be like, "That's way better than." You'll be like, "Well, that's way better than I thought."
Nah.
Like, I think I'd still rather just eat the avocado and eat the banana, but like, way better than I thought.
I doubt it.
But that's what's gonna happen. 100%.
Elizabeth just texted me. How do you comment on YouTube videos? So that's a thing.
How old is she? That's what I thought. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I'm pretty sure like my nephew, who's like 2, knows how to comment on videos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. The world we live in. The world we live
Works for a tech company, by the way.
in. Oops, did I say our company name earlier? Sorry. So I think I've talked that my apartment complex has the pool and the gym.
Mhm.
The pool that's allegedly 24/7.
Yep.
Did I say that on a podcast?
I don't know.
I told you how I broke into my pool.
Yeah.
though.
You told me all this.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah. But so I tried out the climbing treadmill, and that thing is both really cool and also a pain in the fucking ass. So first off, it's not high enough, which when you're standing there looking at it, you're like, yeah, that's perfect. This is gonna go great. When you get up there, and you can pretty much stand on the bottom of the treadmill part and practically reach all the way up if you're like fully extended.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's not gonna cut it because like, the way that the holds are spaced apart, it happened multiple times where my foot would literally so the way it works, it once you start climbing on there, it is what we thought, where it's like resistance powered, like and you just set the resistance. And so I had it about halfway. I had it probably like around 6 out of 10. Excuse me. And so once it gets to a certain point, it like somehow senses like where the weight's at, and it like stops the treadmill for you. Like once your feet where your weight's at gets close to the bottom, if not like the bottom. And so there have been times where I got to that point, so the treadmill will stop, and there's no handholds, and I'm like, "What do you want me to do?"
So you're just too tall for it.
I'm too tall for it. It needs to be bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm tall, but I'm not that tall. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, a little obnoxious.
I feel like they would work better also if they like were sidewalls. Like if you didn't climb up, you climbed to the side.
Oh. Yeah, but I mean that would have to be actually powered, right? Because there'd be no
gravity.
gravity.
Like that'd be difficult to like. But yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is there were a couple times where I made a move, I was like, "Whoa, I'm going to tip this whole thing over." A little sketchy, but it's fine. And it has a pretty like really large base. Like looking at it from the bottom, you're like, "There's no fucking way in hell you're."
But you like are worried.
Yeah, when you're up there and you're shaking it, you're like, "Whoa, whoa!" But it's super cool. I'm definitely gonna utilize it more. It's kind of cool, just like in the sense, like I feel like it could be like a good endurance thing, just to like go till burnout.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. There's like 3 different routes or 3 different like colors on there, and then there's basically just monkey bars. Well, I guess either super easy mode or like if you just need to use them or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was impressed. Other than the minor annoyance where I'm like,
a little tall,
but I'll make it work, I guess. So, but yeah, definitely good practice, I think. And I think, what day are we here? I think next week gonna sign up for the gym.
It's close by to you too, right? Like
very close to me.
Yeah.
I did find out, still pretty close to you because you're close to Renee, but I'm only like 10 to 12 minutes away from Renee.
Yeah.
Not far at all.
No.
Really thought I was a bit further than that. It's really just work that I'm kind of far from.
Well, and it's really just dependent on traffic. You can hit some traffic.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Especially because I
In the
pretty
morning.
much I pretty much have to take 16 to the 5.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because of like all the lights, it'll just take too long, like taking side streets.
But you get some traffic there, I imagine.
It takes me about anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes to get to work. So I've been leaving the house at about 6:30, and then usually getting there with like 5 or 3 minutes to spare, something like that.
Like I feel like it would take like 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
If there was no traffic.
Oh yeah, like perfect world, it would take 15 minutes for sure. Absolutely. And again, perfect world, like it would take like closer to 8 minutes to get to Renee's house.
Yep.
But just fucking people. There are a few roads surrounding my place that it is 25.
No, I know. Well, and people like
and they go 20.
Yes, the people that drive through that area are fucking idiots.
They're absolute fucking cunts.
They're the epitome of Tacoma drivers, where they drive like they have no fucking clue where they're going,
and they don't care where they're going.
No, and they'll be going straight. They'll be like basically in an intersection, and they'll be like, "Oh wait, I got to turn left here." Like somehow they did not realize like 2 miles ago that they needed to turn left at this main street that's like clearly marked like way ahead of time. They're like, "Oh."
And it happens, right? Like you're like, oh, I missed my turn. Like, but I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to
I'm not exaggerating that. Like mid intersection, people are just like, better go this way.
Gotta go. Fucking Oh yeah, that has happened far too
Like,
many
to me,
times.
I get it. You gotta cut over into a lane, like a lane of cars, because you didn't realize it was coming up so quick. Like that thing, I get. You know.
Mhm.
But like I've literally had cars mid intersection,
Mhm.
like turn into a different like lane, go a different direction,
Yeah.
and it's like at some point you had to realize like you've already committed to this route you're
Yeah,
going. You
absolutely.
just go ahead and turn around somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
It
just
takes
take a
2
U-turn at the
seconds.
next light.
Yeah.
Like you've got this, or just like turn left at the next street. It's fine. You can do it. I almost died last week. Actually, no, legitimately probably would have died, but it would have been like a fucked up accident.
Yeah.
I was on 11th, and I got to Sprague. If you know, like at that point, it does this weird thing where you keep going straight past Sprague, and it just like merges into 12th.
Yep.
So. And also, so that 11th and 12th light, it is very close. And I understand that it is a little weird because of how close those lights are. But it was after church one night, and I was going home. And so I'm on 11th, and I get to Sprague at a red light, just chilling. And then my light, well, their light turns red. All lights are red at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then mine turns green. I start to go. And for whatever fucking reason, I decided to not shoot off the line like I normally do because that's just how my car does it.
Yep.
Not one, but 2 fucking assholes
Just run the red.
Cruise right through the red.
Those lights are the worst lights ever.
It is. Yeah, I understand. But like, if
No, I
you're
get it.
remotely paying attention, you'll see
No,
it.
I always pay attention. My constant issue with them is that they're like, to me they should be synced.
Totally. Yes.
Like if they're red, if it's red on Sprague, the other one should be red because it's like you get to this one red, this one should be red, and then when this turns green, this should also turn green.
Yes.
That rarely happens. They both are based on the
opposite.
weight of like whatever cars are on the other side street. So
yeah.
this will turn red, this will turn green, this will turn green, this will turn red, and you go like 10 feet. It's so stupid.
It's a joke. Yeah. So I understand, but it was like, holy fuck. Like,
Yeah.
if I would have like came off that line like how I normally would, I would have got fucked.
No, I told you like coming up the hill on like
Yeah.
27th or in
20
Jefferson or 23rd and 25th and
21st.
Jefferson. Whatever it is. I don't no. It was over.
Oh,
The
okay,
other
okay,
side.
okay.
Anyways, coming up the hill, going to my house, and like there's a lane to go straight, and then there's the shared lane, the turn lane, and then those turn lanes go left. And this car just went in the straight lane, stopped in the intersection while I'm going, following them up the hill, put on their left blinker while traffic's going this way, and I'm like honking at them.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, you're a fucking idiot.
You
Just
can't do
go
this.
straight.
Yeah, you can't do this.
Yeah.
You cannot just hold everybody up because you are about to miss your turn.
And
you
he's
have
like,
to go.
And he's like yelling at me, doing this, like flipping me off. And I'm like, this is all you.
You are the asshole here. You were the one
All
fucking
you.
up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to do the legal thing. You are what you're doing right now is literally illegal.
The other thing that people do on stoplights or stop signs when you can like take a left into those shared lanes.
Yeah.
The turning lanes.
Wait. What?
Like, you know how there's like a yellow line and a dotted, like it's just shared like
Oh,
both
yeah,
lanes
yeah,
to turn.
yeah.
People hate turning into those.
Yeah, so they'll like stay in
So
the
they'll
left
just-
lane.
They'll just like, well, they'll just wait at their stop line at the stop sign to turn into that if they're turning left,
Yeah,
and then merge into traffic.
yeah.
Like they'll just wait until there's no traffic.
Yep.
So I'm honking at this person, telling them to go because they're just waiting on traffic. I'm like,
Right.
just turn into the fucking turn lane. That's
Right.
what it's there for.
Honestly.
And so she just waits, and then she goes, and then I go, turning into the turn lane, merging into traffic, and then we actually like happen to pull up next to each other at the next stoplight. Of
course.
And she's like, "Fuck!" And I'm like, "There's a fucking turn lane."
Yeah.
Like, just it doesn't make sense to me how many people in Tacoma literally just don't know how to drive. Like, these are literally the fucking laws.
Right, that's the thing. These are the fucking laws. These are the rules of the road, and you just do not know them. It's not like, oh, this was confusing, or I just didn't. No, you just do not know how to drive.
Yeah.
And it's not an exaggeration. It's like honestly scary sometimes. I told you moving out here, I'm like, even in Chicago, I've never seen more car accidents in my life than out
it's
here.
crazy.
It blows my mind.
Well, and the thing that we always talk about too, it's like to me, the safest way to drive is to be predictable.
Yes.
Like, so if you follow the rules, You are being predictable.
Yes.
If you don't follow the rules, like just deciding to turn left in this intersection, like not turning into turn lanes and driving 20 instead of 25, like you're just like you think you're driving safer because you're like, oh, I'm not turning into traffic in a hurry, and it's like, no. You're like driving, and other people are expecting you to have a certain behavior that you're not having.
Correct.
You are going to cause an accident.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just because you're on your high horse and you think you're a fucking safe driver because you're defensive doesn't make it safer.
Absolutely not. No. Well, that's the thing too, and it's like anytime you try to see someone merge, it's like I'm expecting you to just get in.
Yeah.
And so when you don't, that causes this. Like you gotta pick.
You and I drive together all the time, and it just like every time we drive somewhere that happens. It's like, dude, there's plenty of space.
Absolutely.
I'm going the speed I'm going. And I'm like, I'll even slow down a few miles per hour, but I'm not going to slow down 10, 15
if you're,
so you can just...
No. If you're the one merging...
Can I?
If you're the one merging, there should be a lockbox on the brake.
Yeah.
There is zero reason that you should ever use your brake when you're merging.
Well, and the law to merge is to match the speed of traffic.
Yes.
That is the law. So it's like, if I'm going 60, you got to go at least 60 to get... to merge with
me. So then you got to go a little bit faster.
Expecting me to go 45, causing the person behind me higher risk to run into me.
Yeah, no, not happening.
Just so you can merge and feel safe? Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, not
Just
happening.
stop driving if you're not comfortable.
Honestly, yeah. If you can't go the speed of the road and you're not comfortable with that, fuck you. Stop driving. You clearly cannot handle it. It's not difficult. It really isn't. Should we rate this beer?
Yeah, we should. I'm almost done.
Yeah.
And us getting on this is just making me thirsty for
Honestly,
more beer.
Making me thirsty. I need more beer. I'm just getting fucking pumped. How does it look?
Orangey, nice and clear.
Yeah, very clear.
Head doesn't really stick around.
Yeah. Honestly, even when I was pouring it, I tried to pour a little hard at the end, and it wasn't really going. Smell. I mean, it's gonna be more you than me at this point for smell, but I kind of felt like what you were saying with the watermelon sorbet. You know?
Yeah.
But it also does have this tropical... I can't really pinpoint a fruit to it, but it really does have like a tropical overall feel going in there.
I just smell beer now because I'm just getting the glass, so that's not really helpful.
Try that one. Yeah. That one's pretty good.
Your glass is probably riddled with aftershave, though.
No, it's good.
No, I smell it.
God damn it! You're like, there's baby powder.
Oh man.
I don't know. I'm tropical. We can leave it.
So they say the flavor is the aroma has floral, citrus, and mango. The flavor leads with a burst of papaya, pineapple, and tangerine. I can definitely see the mango in this.
Yes.
Got that like very high, like almost sour kind of sweet mango flavors on the aroma. I definitely taste the papaya, the pineapple. It's good. It's really a good blend of tropical fruits, honestly.
No, it really is. And that's one thing I love about it too, where it's like I feel like a lot of beers kind of like hone in on one a little too much, where they'll either go too sweet or too sour or too tart, and you know, just kind of go like more papaya or pineapple or mango, whatever it may be. But I feel like this one really is rounded pretty well for them all, and I think that's just one thing that draws me to it is that the malt is pretty well rounded, but then it also does have a pretty decent hop profile to it too.
Yeah.
So. And
it's got it's got a nice finish in that it's not like the most crisp beer.
Yeah.
And we talk about this feeling a lot where it leaves you like kind of wanting more.
Yeah, honestly.
Definitely kind of dries out your mouth a little bit, kind of coats it a bit, but it's not like syrupy.
Yeah. Yeah,
oddly enough, like a lot of those beers that we describe that way are pretty sticky. I wouldn't really describe this as sticky.
No, you're right. Yeah,
just kind of dry.
Yeah, isn't that weird? The sticky ones, and even where the ones that aren't syrupy, the ones but they are sticky. That's kind of like where that falls. But you're right. This isn't. I would definitely not call it sticky.
Yeah, but it's not crisp.
Mm-mm.
It's just kind of like kind of layers your mouth and then kind of just dries it out. Just kind of goes away.
That's a good way to phrase that. It layers it, honestly.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. Were you prepping yourself, or you want to go one more sip before you throw some thoughts at me?
Oh, I don't have any thoughts right now.
No thoughts at all.
So I actually do. That's a lie.
I was
It's just a
gonna say.
straight up lie.
About here.
So my thoughts about this beer. Going back to my first description of watermelon sorbet. I'm gonna change that about my thoughts and kind of what this is gearing me towards. And I don't know what this means.
Yeah.
So maybe you can expand on it because I got a thought.
I understand.
Snow cones.
Okay. All right. So, honestly, we're talking middle of July here because it's hot. So this is thirst quenching, and maybe it's a little humid, you know. But that this isn't like too sweet because it has this like dryness to it. Maybe some like fresh cut grass in the air, and you're like, wow, it's really hot. You really use something refreshing. So you grab some snow cone, and after this like refreshing, sweet, icy snow cone you have, you're like, damn, a beer to really like kick off the edge of that would be this beer because it has those fruity notes.
Can I throw in another piece of the scene?
By all means.
You got a blow up kiddie pool
Oh yeah.
that you put a couple chairs in.
Up.
And you're keeping these beers cold inside the pool with you.
Yeah, you are.
Got your like feet in there, kind of goes up to your shins, but you're just chilling inside the kiddie pool.
Yes. This hoppy bite, although it may seem a little weaker on its own, after you have a snow cone and you're chilling in that hot weather, it's gonna bite a lot more. I'm feeling that.
There's your ideal place to drink this beer.
Can it be summer yet, for God's sake?
That's really what this description is. It's
Jesus.
just, we're just tired of this bullshit weather.
Honestly, though. Because it's like, it's just teasing us, right? Where it'll give us a sunny afternoon. Not a sunny day. A sunny afternoon.
Still cold.
Still kind of cold, but like promising, right? It's like high 40s, low 50s. You're like, I could get away with like a sweater or like a, a flannel or something. I don't need a coat necessarily, but it's just too much. Just draining. It's just draining after a while. I'll go ahead and write all those thoughts later. I pretty much got that. What are you feeling in the rating? Because I don't know. Because that's another thing too. Is I guess I want to know is like, are you thinking about rating it right now? How you're feeling it, or are you rating it like dreaming of summer? Because that's probably a big difference.
I'm just rating it now. How I feel about it now.
That's probably fair.
Yeah,
a little hard to say otherwise.
It is.
All right.
Can't let the romanticism drive my rating.
I understand.
Got to be
that.
objective.
Or anything for that matter. I think it's a hard one for me.
I know. You love this beer.
I'm between two ferns. And you know what? I think
good show.
I don't think I personally go high often. So I'm just gonna shoot for the stars.
Yeah. I think that's a lone category to a single beer, so makes sense. You gotta fill that category at some point.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go a 3.75 rate.
Interesting.
Yes. Where I'm landing on that.
I thought you were gonna give it like a 4.1. 4.15. I'm just saying. I thought that's where you're gonna go.
Same category.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm just saying. I thought that's where you're gonna land.
Yeah.
Fair. You want to take a guess at where I landed?
I'm going to go.
I wrote it down for proof.
See, I feel like you're 3.5, and you think it's good. You think it's better than fine. Good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
3.8, great.
Damn. that, folks. I am surprised.
This is one of the very few times that I've rated a beer higher than you. I don't think I've told you this, but so we've probably talked about it on the podcast. I plotted every beer we've ever rated.
Yes.
Onto a graph, and
I can already tell you how this goes, too.
Nick, the vast majority of the time, 70-75% of the time, rates the beers like higher than me, but like not much.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, it doesn't like matter as far like because I averaged our plots, and most of the time it never changed the beer rating at all.
I imagine we're either even or I'm higher.
Yes, just
Almost
but
always.
like a little bit,
Yeah.
like similar to this, like 0.05 higher.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is one of the few times that I'm higher.
Yeah. Not often. I would be curious. I'm actually really curious. Go back and check on the beers that you rated higher than me. That's what I'm most curious about now at this moment.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. I would like to try those again. Maybe not like go through them again on a podcast necessarily, but like, do something with them.
Yeah.
So. Well, this has been that thing that we do all the time.
A podcast episode. We can't call it a thing that we do anymore because now we're gonna have multiple things.
Still a thing.
I know
it's not the thing.
I know. I'm just saying, like
We need to specify at this point.
at this, like going forward, yeah, like
This has been the podcast
there you go.
of the
Two
Two
Beards
Beards
podcast.
variety.
Like we said earlier, go check us out on YouTube for the videos that are coming up. Maybe not have one releasing this Sunday. Haven't edited it yet. I'm supposed to edit it by Sunday and release it, but I'm concerned about the quality. So,
I mean, it's gonna be pretty raw, so I'm interested to take a look at that.
well, and we were pretty quiet because
Oh, really? Was it?
I haven't looked.
Oh, okay,
I'm just saying,
got you. Yeah, I don't know.
thinking of how that went.
I think it'll be fine because you read my levels when I was like pretty quiet, and you're like, you're fine.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be good.
So probably an episode on Sunday of, again, we haven't titled it, but it's going to be our journey through Tacoma's breweries, and very much so focused on Tacoma, at least for the near future. Maybe we'll branch out at some point, but like one of my goals is not achievable, but it's to drink every beer in Tacoma, and so that's. I mean, it kind of is, right? But like when you count seasonal stuff, like the beer, 3 of the beers that we had were seasonal beers.
I feel like every beer there isn't a staple. I feel like they just change their menu.
No, that's true.
all the time,
well,
so.
except for like the Ace.
Right.
So it was at Wingman Brewing in Tacoma, and we only drink a beer each on the podcast, and it's like 7 to 10 minutes is just kind of the goal there. So it's gonna be a quick episode, but the goal is like you can watch that episode on Sunday, in the morning, if you want, and then like go try that beer even that afternoon or that week or whatever.
Yeah.
If that sounds like something you're interested in. So that's kind of the goal. It's more casual, like, hey, here's what we think of this beer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, showcase the beer a little bit, showcase the brewery a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, tell us the things you want to see, tell us the things you don't want to see, and we'll see you next time.